Hi, my name's Denise Sims. Welcome to the second episode of the Survival Guide for Changing Times. If you didn't watch episode one, I highly recommend you watch it in application to what I'm talking about today. The topic today is stay-at-home parents with kids. So whether you were working and you're not working now and you're home with kids, or we're working now, you're home trying to work with kids, or you're just a full-time, not just, if you're a full-time stay-at-home parent, that's the topic today. So the number one place to start is pause this video now and watch video one. It'll really help. It's if for someone who's never worked at home before, it's a really different thing to get used to doing, and then it's a huge different thing to get used to doing with kids. It's quite a tightrope to manage, but it is doable. So the main thing is, I'm going to sound like a broken record, is schedule, 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 schedule. And that goes for your work and activities with kids and everything. That really just, I can't tell you how much that makes a huge difference. So anyhow, all right, so today, if you are at home with the kids, I hope y'all are doing fine and you haven't really, torn each other to pieces yet. um, so today's video is really directed more at like people at home with kids 13 years and younger is what this is directed at. So number one, watch video one and schedule. Now apply that to your family and kids. So if you're not working and you're at home, still take it on in the same manner. So make your schedule for the week, make your schedule for the day, and even maybe make a regular schedule for the day with increments of, playtime, quiet time, nap, lunch, activity with friends, reading time, and whatever that is, however that natural cycle goes, and just put it into a schedule and keep that schedule. Keeping a schedule, especially with kids, keeping a schedule really creates safety, sense of safety, and then the acting out reduces, and then the sanity of the parent stays a little better too, and everybody does a little better. So whenever there's unpredictability or surprise or chaos like that, that can really take things off balance, and then the acting out goes up and the parents go nutty and everybody, and then they all start bouncing off one another, and it's not good. So a number one thing that you can do to create for a kind of calm, more sane environment is to make a schedule and keep your schedule. And so that's number one. Number two, the next thing I want to talk about is activities. Do your research and make a bucket list of activities. Indoor activities, outdoor activities, lower energy activities, really high energy activities. What sound fun and interesting for you and the ages and types of kids you have. However, I want to really urge you to kind of think beyond your own box. Get outside your box, because right now we all have to be very creative and getting outside the box about what we're doing. So I want to urge you to think the same way in terms of activities. So the good news is we have YouTube and we have online groups, and there are just so many avenues online right now that we can learn new things. So there's, could be art classes or yoga classes or kid yoga classes. All kinds of stuff is, on YouTube. Pretty much you can find anything you want. So doing some familiar activities and then also some new activities is really good. It keeps stimulation going, and then it also keeps a sense of some kind of steadiness when you do regular activities too. So so get your list together of fun activities you can have in your bucket list depending on what kind of day it is, and then when the time comes, you have your resources to use them. So some of those activities are, it could be, go online. It could be any form of art or origami or games or singing. The other one is I loved when my kids were young, blasting the tunes really loud and just dancing our rear ends off. And that was so fun. And we had this awesome coffee table. You could stand on the coffee table and dance. So, and we would just dance until we just couldn't dance anymore. And that was really fun. So that can be a really good way to blow off some steam. Crank up some great tunes and dance. Also, online story times. Libraries are doing online story times, and you probably have parents groups that are doing different parent group activities as well. But I highly recommend connecting with some online community, whether it's kids' daycare or other parents at school, or library, or there's so many online communities that it's really nice at least once a day to go on into a group where there's a room and it's interactive and you're all there, because it's like it's like being in kind of as close as you can be to the room with someone. So the other thing is Zoom. If you haven't done Zoom meetings with several participants, that also works. If you want to do something that's on your own, or initiate something on your own, excuse me. Let's see here. I'm looking at my little list here. Oh, the other thing is, it could be a standing playtime with one of your kids' friends. That's just 11 o'clock. Every day we do Zoom with Joey. And then the two of them can you can just set up a pad in the room, and it could be your child and their friend just hanging out, playing together. They could be talking about cars or dolls or doing Legos or something, and it's just hangout time. And so that's also a possibility. So what's available with technology is just amazing, and any time that you can kind of get outside a little bit and in contact with the community or friends is really helpful. Kind of relieves some stress all around for everyone. So that's one. And let's see, I'm just looking here. I made a lot of notes. Oh, and I'm sure most of you know Nextdoor. Nextdoor, if you haven't checked out Nextdoor is a great resource that there might be some resources right in your area, right just 3 doors around the corner that you didn't know were there. So that can be a helpful resource. And then the other thing is, I want to talk is your own sanity. Your own sanity. That's what I want to talk about next. That's a good thing to talk about. So the main thing is, on the risk reward, that's pretty much what we're managing, and we're all having to get creative and manage the health/risk reward and self-care and balance all that out. So everybody has their own personal feeling about it, but you're no good to anyone if you are a complete stressed out mess and you're screaming whatever. That's not good for anyone. So some kind of relief is good. So if it really is, and you're in a very high stress situation and you are having to work at home, structure some relief. Either having one person come take care of the kids while you're while you take 4 hours and get work done, and just set up what works for you to actually get your work done. The other thing would be, again, this very sensitive depending on how you feel about it, or what's going on, but is that there's a lot of other single parents out there trying to get work done at home. So you're not alone. So you could even locate one other family, one other parent, and trade just with one parent, and use time exchanging that. You take care of their kids a couple hours, they take care of yours. And I realize we're not supposed to do play dates. I am talking about this as a sanity manager and a minimum health risk, and trying to get those two things balanced, because you really, really, you need to get your work done, and we all need to stay healthy. So anyhow, so those are some kind of different thoughts about it. And okay, be sure and keep your schedule. I think I did that. All right, so that's all a lot to manage. Oh, and then the other thing is, if you can do one little old thing for your own self is good. But if you are a single parent at home with kids, I realize that's really, 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 really super hard. If there's any possibility of taking any old little time for yourself, even if it's just 10 minutes quiet, that can even be a lot of help. So always remember, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And the other thing is, don't ever forget that laughter is the elixir of life. So if you get all too stressed out and really wrapped tight, take a levity break. Just watch a funny YouTube. Just unplug and reset and take a little levity break. All right. So join me tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about self-care and rejuvenation. And thanks for joining. Have a great day.